So how old were you when you first thought you saw a ghost? Or like, give me your earliest memories.
Exactly. Earliest memory of a ghost?
Yeah.
Was in this house actually.
Okay.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was in Normanhurst where I used to live.
Yeah.
And I was home alone. I was like maybe like, I think like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Just before we moved here. And my parents were out and I was getting babysat. But the way our house was situated, my room was at the back of the house and the lounge room was at the far end of the house, like maybe like a good like couple meters away, like 15, 20 meters.
Yeah.
Like the length of the house. And so they were in the lounge room on the other end of the house and I was in my end. And there's a bathroom that I was like, we use and stuff, like, or I use. And I was there. And I heard someone go to the bathroom. So I went out to the kitchen to get snacks, to eat food in the middle of the night, because that's what young boys do. And as I was walking, I thought she was in the bathroom, so I'd be alright.
The babysitter.
And yeah, and I'd just be able to go into the lounge room and move it. And I heard like the doors like distinctively closing, like the tap running or something, like in the bathroom. So I was like 100% sure she's in there. So I ran up to the kitchen. Yeah. And she peeks her head through the kitchen. He's like, "What are you doing, Matt?" Like, oh. And then I was like dumbfounded. And then I didn't say anything, and I just walked, and I was like, nothing. And then I walked back, and I walked past the bathroom, the doors open, and the lights on. And I'm like, that is, and I got really shit scared, and I just walked into my bedroom and closed my door and went to sleep, and had like nightmares about it for days.
So you just heard this random person like using a bathroom, and then.
Well, no one was using the bathroom.
But something turned on.
Something went in there, closed the door, turned the light on, and it wasn't her.
Yeah. That's a good one. I won't be able to top that.
That was my earliest memory. And then like, this house here, I've always been like freaked out at night. And I've had like a recurring night. I had a recurring nightmare in this house.
Those are creepy.
Man.
Yeah.
But like, I'm talking about this recurring nightmare happening for like years and years. Like once every couple of months I'd have it, and it'd be the same nightmare. It's really strange.
Wow.
It was like me and my friends from my old
Wait,
school.
would it happen every night?
No, it happened like once every couple of months.
When was the last time you had it?
Oh, like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a while, but it used to happen all the time.
Yeah.
And it used to be the same exact dream, and it was really weird. So it's in this. The dream is actually in this house as well.
Yeah.
It's like a guy me and my friends were here, and it's kind of like a horror movie situation.
Yeah.
So me and my friends were here, and my friends from my old school, not like back in Normanhurst.
Yeah. And
someone got buried outside in the patio area.
Oh yeah.
And it just like came back to life and killed us pretty much. And it'd be the same exact scenario every single time.
I wonder what it means, because all those dreams like represent something. And they're just you illustrating some thought you have. But
it could mean anything. It could mean like I'm not used to the change of like not seeing my old friends anymore.
Potentially.
Could be anything.
Because the weirdest dream I had, it was sort of a recurring dream, but it was the same dream but different. So I was in like a shopping centre, and it felt like a video game. Like it was me and friends from primary school, and we're like, whatever scenario. It's like a zombie apocalypse or something, and we're like full fighting the zombies and stuff. Something along those lines. And then in year 7, I have the exact same dream, except every friend from primary school, everything happens the same, except every single friend from primary school is replaced with a friend from high school. And the exact dream happened exactly the same way. Yeah. But as far as ghosts go, I don't really have like an early memory of a ghost. Like there've been times I've heard stuff, but then been like unsure. But I don't know. I've always like been obsessed with like horror and ghosts and like
big time
serial killers and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
I never like when people say they've seen ghosts and stuff, I don't think I've ever seen a ghost.
Well, you see stuff out of the corner of your eye, but everyone says like that's just your brain playing.
Of your brain.
Yeah.
Trying to fill in the gaps of what you think is a normal thing to see, but then why you get so freaked out by it.
Yeah, and sometimes just like sometimes you feel like I remember when the Slender Man was a thing.
Oh yeah.
In like 2013, right?
Yeah.
And this was like at its peak, and I remember I was home alone. And it's at night, and I'm thinking about it, and then I started to get a little creeped out because we were still like kind of young. We were like 14.
Yeah.
Which like looking back on it is pretty young, compared to what you thought at the time. But like, I remember thinking like, oh, this is kind of like getting kind of creeped out, and I was watching some of those documentaries that were going viral about it, like on YouTube and stuff. And then I'm in my kitchen, and I didn't turn the light on for whatever reason, because I think I just wanted to get a glass of water. And, like, I just started feeling, like, this weird, creepy feeling. And then, like, straight away Slender Man just pops into my head. I'm like...
Oh, dude.
I'm like,
That's
like... And, like, I didn't see anything, but the feeling, like, the vibe from it was the strongest thing I've ever felt. It was, like... It was literally like someone was breathing down my neck, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I was like petrified. I'm like standing still in my kitchen, and it's almost pitch black. And I just feel, just that feeling, and I'm just thinking, Slender Man, Slender Man, Slender Man. Like, no, it's not real, it's not real. I'm like, oh fuck, what is this feeling then? Like, what if it is? And then I turn on my lights, and obviously everything goes away. But that was... I know that sounds like a kind of mediocre, like kind of whatever story, but...
That happens all the time.
That was the closest... It's like people talk about... You know, like Dementors in Harry Potter, how everyone talks about, like, how they just feel that, you know, like, all the happiness gets, like, sucked from the world, and it's just all about the feeling of it, rather than actually, like, seeing anything, even though, obviously, you do see Dementors, but... That's what it was like. It was like the whole room just went cold, and it's like, is my brain this strong to be able to just make up all these feelings? Like... I don't know, it was like, that was full on, so I was, that was probably the most freaked out I've ever been by anything, like, paranormal, because usually, like, if I think, you know, like, you hear a noise and you think someone's in your house, like, I usually get more psyched and, like, pumped up, like, ready to, like, fight to the death, than I get scared. Like, I thought someone was robbing my house a few months ago, and, like, instead of calling the police, I, like, got 2 knives and was, like, waiting for it.
Did I ever tell you about the story about the guy who came to my
Yeah, you
my
told
balcony?
me that. Yeah, that was crazy. Because this happened a bit after you told me that.
Oh,
so I'm like, oh shit, what if it's the same guy?
Yeah.
Turned out to be, like, it was a neighbour who was, like, working on their roof or something, and so, like, I could see the shadow, like, through my window, literally, and I thought they were standing outside my room, but it was, like, the shadow from the neighbour's roof, like, so it was weird, but, it was, like...
So you can always tell when, like, I don't know, I think our brain is strong enough to, like, create manifestations like that, but you also, like, know when someone's watching you as well.
Well, that's the thing.
Sometimes you get that feeling and you're alone.
When I first heard that you could tell when someone's watching you, I think I was pretty young, probably like 10 years old or something, and in class, I would stare at someone, and it's like, it was an experiment, and they would look, like they would realise, you could see them start to look weird, like this is me being a weird kid, but like, they would start to look like kind of uncomfortable for a second, then look around, and then I'd just quickly look away, because I was like, shit, people actually do like know when someone's just looking at them.
And you know the feeling, it's like a distinct feeling.
Yeah, it's like...
But it happens like all the time when you're alone or when you're not expecting it. You
Yeah.
know? Maybe it is like an extra manifestation of your brain because like you're a bit like on edge, like when you're walking through a park at night.
When you're on edge, your senses get heightened and you probably like make things up that aren't really there. Sure. But they're just... It's like with ghost stories as well, like how many liars can there be?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think. I'm like law of averages. Like, can I trick myself into believing this like a million times, or am I actually being watched like at least once or twice?
Yeah.
Exactly. No doubt in my mind there have been times I've felt like it and I haven't been, and it's just in my head.
Yeah.
But it's like, how many people can get that feeling when they're alone, like they're being watched, and then people, not actually be watched?
It's a human thing. People get it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so...
And it's such a distinct feeling. Like, everyone who listens to this will know exactly what we mean.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single person who
even
doesn't...
Even if it's a paranormal thing or just someone looking at you.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that someone's looking at you when they fucking are, you know?
Well, yeah, and then it's happened, like, when you're, you know, in public or whatever, you feel like someone's watching you, and then you look up, and then someone quickly glances away, like they were staring at you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so weird.
And most of the time, you can tell as well, like, who the person was looking at you when you glance at them. Yeah,
there's something in that right brain that's why, I don't know, I just hate that, like, hyper-rational view of the world where, like, everything can be explained through, like, rationality. It's like, well, I don't know, not really. Like, you can't explain... I mean, maybe one day we can, but we can't explain things like that.
Yeah.
We just know. They're just feelings that you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't quantify or anything, or.
Yeah.
But you just know. It's so weird.
And it might be like a brain function we just don't understand, or it might be like a long lost instinct of like our ancestors running from like saber-toothed tigers and shit.
Yeah, maybe it exists to like. I hate this kind of explanation, but maybe it existed for like when like a tiger was spying on you, or like a lion was watching you ready to pounce or something. But how do you evolve that?
Yeah, exactly. And it's still the fact that it's still there and we get it when we're alone. Like,
yeah.
That puts more to the point. Like, is it like actually something watching us, or
is it something about being alone that raises your senses so much? Like, you know, when you shut your eyes.
I'm so comfortable when I'm alone.
Yeah,
you know?
But you know when like you shut your eyes and your hearing gets better because you're like less distracted.
Yeah.
So what if like being alone like raises your senses a bit to be able to kind of sense any kind of danger because there isn't someone there to like help look after you.
Well, yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's
like when some people react to intense situations with like confidence and laughter.
Yeah.
When they're in a group of people.
Yeah.
But when they're alone, they're shit scared.
Yeah.
Like that as well.
We have so many personalities. Like I don't think like people talk about split personality disorder and stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like everyone's got a huge amount of personalities.
Yeah. And they change for people as well.
Yeah, depending.
Like I think my personality is pretty distinct, and you can like, and it doesn't change from people to people, but you always change a little bit.
Everyone changes a bit. Yeah. It's impossible not to.
Yeah. And that might be because of your relationship with that person and stuff like that as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, like you behave differently around your grandparents as you behave with like your best friends and stuff. Like.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. But like the whole ghost thing about like, you know, people say they've seen ghosts. Obviously, some are lying, but and some probably feel like they have seen or felt something, and they haven't. It was just their brain playing tricks on them.
Yeah.
But everyone has a ghost story, pretty much.
Or like an experience that they can't explain.
Yeah, and it's like, when do we get to the point where you start to think, okay, maybe someone was actually right about their hunch?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, it just makes, you know, it's just...
And I guess most of them can be, like, rationalised, and you can think about it, and you can make an excuse and be like, this...
But let's say 1% of ghost stories... Let's say 99% of ghost stories can be rationalised away. Well, that 1% is still millions.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And some can't be rationalised either. Some just make no fucking sense.
And some people, well, yeah, like, okay, so my friend, and we'll get him on one day to tell this story, because this is probably the best ghost story I've ever heard. He talked about, I think it was his cousin, and she lived in this house from when she was a kid, and she would always see this man at the end of her bed, right?
Oh, that's good. Chills down my spine.
It gets better. It gets way better. And she would always see this man at the end of her bed, and then turn the lights on, he wasn't there. And so, obviously, her parents just thought, like, whatever, she's just some kid, like, she's just, you know, kids see stuff, kids act weird, and she's probably, like, just scared of the dark. But, no, I see this man, and then she would, as she grew up, like, became, like, you know, a preteen and then a teenager as well, she still saw the man, like, she didn't outgrow it. I don't know how often it was, but he was, a fairly regular part of, like, it wasn't rare to see him. It wasn't like she didn't see him for years.
Yeah.
And when she was a teenager, like a young adult, she would still see him. And no one else could see him. Like, people would come into the room when the room was dark and stuff and be like, and she'd be like, look, there he is. And they'd be like, no, I can't see anything. And she's like, so she was just adamant she's the only person that could see him. And then apparently she talked to him. And I can't remember what he told me he would say, but like, I don't know. I don't think it was anything like groundbreaking or anything. But anyway, so she grows up, gets married, has a kid, right? Obviously, you know, houses and stuff are expensive and everything. And so her parents let her... She was renting like some other apartment, didn't see the man or anything. And then so her parents like let her back into the house when she has a kid. I think like maybe they went on holidays and she was just like living in there so she could save on rent or whatever. And so the parents were like, yeah, so the parents are gone and she's there with her husband and like child who's like, I don't know, 3 years old at this point or whatever. And she puts the kid to bed the first night they're there in the room that she had when she was a kid, right?
Yeah,
like her bedroom.
with the man.
Yeah, and so then what happens? She gets a call like from I think it was a son, and he's like saying, Mom, come here. And she's like, what's up? And he's like, there's a man at the end of my bed.
Oh,
How fucked is that? That's the best ghost story I've ever heard.
That's a good ghost
So
story.
her and her son can see this man, and no one else can.
That's so weird. Was it malicious?
No, apparently he was like perfectly friendly, like never did anything, he just... But like, yeah,
Well,
I gotta get...
What? That wasn't like, it wasn't night terrors or it wasn't like sleep paralysis?
No, but that's the thing, like the kid had never seen... No one... She was the only person ever who'd seen this man.
And then her son sees him.
Yeah, and then the first night, her son goes to sleep in that same bedroom. He's like, Mom, there's a man at the end of my bed. Like, that sort of stuff, it's like... She'd never told the kid about the man.
Yeah, how do you explain that?
The kid wasn't like told, oh yeah, by the way, I used to see this man at the end of my bed. Like the kid just straight up just said, Mum, there's a man at the end of my bed. Like you can't rationalise that.
Yeah. The only way I can think of is like some genetic thing, but
like what fucking gene makes you see a man in the same room that no one else can see? Like
yeah, it's strange. It's fucking weird, man. It's among out.
Yeah, like that's the best ghost story. I've got to get him on we'll get him on someday.
Now I'm thinking about like all these ghost stories. I think I have quite a few actually.
Well, I have a few things that like I don't know.
Because like I've been to Port Arthur in Tasmania.
Oh
which
yeah.
is like the most the second most haunted place in Australia.
What's the most?
Some house in New South Wales.
Oh yeah, I know the one. Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
We'll have to visit that.
Yeah, big time. You can do like overnight stays there apparently.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Too
late.
Yeah. And then like I've had some stories about this house, but there's not like anything, nowhere near that. I didn't see it. I don't think I've ever seen a ghost, except for at Port Arthur. But it wasn't really seeing a ghost. It was more like seeing like a shadow guy. And then at work, my like work is haunted as well.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
Which is fucking weird.